guys, welcome to the Breathe podcast. We're here with me, Tia.
And me, Aubrey. And then we have a special guest.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
No, Hannah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 17. I go to St. Pat's here in Yellowknife.
Holy, okay.
I'm like, maybe I'm sharing a little bit too much about myself.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fair. Are you, like, with a mental health group at all?
Yeah, I am the president of my school's Jack chapter, Jack chapter through jack.org.
President, wow.
Yeah, fancy, right?
That's good for you. Good for you.
Thanks.
Is there anything that you want to share for people to, like, be educated in?
Oh, that's a deep one. I think. Oh, I'm like stressed. It's okay.
Don't be stressed.
Talking or like being more educated in like what mental health is and what that means versus like the difference between mental health and mental illness, and different mental illnesses and how they can impact people on like in their daily lives, things like that. You know.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience with mental health?
Yeah, sure. So when I was 6, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder. Went to therapy for a few months when I was younger, and thought it all went away. Realized that's not how that works. So when I was 11, I went back, got re-diagnosed with anxiety, dealt with an eating disorder over the course of like 3 years. Got diagnosed with depression when I was 14, and still living, thriving with all 3 of those things. So it's good. It's great.
I'm not that educated as I should be in like eating disorders. Is there anything that like triggers someone to have one, or is it just like, does somebody just have it?
That's a difficult one. For me, it was something triggered it. So I grew up dancing, still do, love it.
Okay.
But you look online and what you think when you see or when you hear the word dance is like you see someone skinny and tall, you know, all the things. So being in that world, and it's not a toxic environment, but
It could be.
it can be,
Yeah.
definitely. That really impacted my relationship with my body. Yeah, it was, you know, it was great. Yeah, I struggled with anorexia for 3 years. 3 years? 2 years, and then with a binge eating disorder for 1, and I'm still kind of like floating between the two, you know. But yeah, realizing that you're struggling with those things and seeking help is like the best possible thing you can do for yourself in those situations.
That's very valid.
I'm wondering, I know a lot of eating disorders go like unnoticed for a really long time.
Yeah.
How did you kind of like realize that that's what was affecting you?
I think it was because my mom came to me one day and she was like, "What is up with you? Like, there's something seriously wrong." And I just kind of like broke down, and that was like the day where I was like, there is something wrong and I am not healthy.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really big point of like turning it around a little bit. It's just like realizing that there's something going on.
Yeah, for sure.
That is hard for like people to like know though.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I didn't even know. I was like how old? I was also really young when I had like anxiety issues, and I was like a really anxious person. I didn't realize I was anxious though, because I was just like, oh, I'm such an extrovert. I love talking to people. Then there was this one time where I was like supposed to meet up with my friend. I used to live in Saskatchewan. I was supposed to meet up with my friend at the baseball diamond or something, and I like was walking by myself, and I literally like there was a whole group of people like walking in front of me, and they were like a friend group, and I was like, okay, I'm like really scared, and I don't know why. I was like, maybe they think I'm a loser because I'm walking by myself. Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know. It was so weird, and I was like, the hell. So I got diagnosed with social anxiety,
Okay.
but it's so weird because I'm like an extrovert.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that like is compatible when it's
So
not.
interesting.
I know. So yeah, that's my life. With your anxiety, how do you work with it? I was gonna say around it, but you can't really work around it. So how do you deal with it?
I take medication.
You take
Quite
medication?
honestly, that's
Yeah.
the
Well-
reason I get out of bed to be
Mhm.
able to go do things. There's still obviously hard days, but before I started taking meds, there was no getting me out of the house.
Really?
I was so tense and anxious and stressed about everything all
Mhm.
the time. Cause I don't even know. It was just. But what am I saying? Medication. Medication has been my lifeline for the past 3-4 years.
Do you have anything else that you do to other than your medication? Is there anything else you do to improve your day?
I try to exercise. I try to eat healthier. I like to journal. That helps a lot. Reading, the basic things that people say to do. They actually do help.
I want to start journaling, and I told myself 2024 I'm going to start journaling.
Yeah.
I don't know how to write.
That's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say while I'm writing.
I have that journal app on my phone that came out with the newest update, and it sends me reminders every school night at
Really?
8 o'clock. I'm okay, it's time to journal. So
So
I
you journal
write a
in the
couple
morning?
words about my day, at night.
Oh, at night.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I write a couple words about my day. I take a picture or post a picture that I took that day into the journal, and then it keeps track of everything for me. It's actually pretty cool.
Oh, that's so fun. I feel
People
like
are,
that
hating
helps
on
you.
it. Yeah, right? it
Then you don't have to do it on your own. You have
exactly.
something.
People are hating on it so much, that new journal app, and I'm ugh, that's my best friend right now.
It's with Apple, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so.
yeah.
What is it called?
Just journal. Quite literally, it is the
Not
journal.
sponsored. Yeah, my boss is really heavy on self-reflection,
Yeah,
and I honestly wasn't that deep into it. Or maybe you do self-reflect, but without thinking you are doing it. I think that's me.
that's okay.
But then,
Yeah.
but then once he was oh self-reflection is a really important thing, and I thought about it, and I was you know what, you're right. And I have to do that every time in volleyball.
Yeah, okay.
I play volleyball, and if I mess up, I'm okay, what did I do there that
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to do, or what can I fix here?
Like,
And,
it's-
that's during the game, so everything's happening really fast.
Yeah, it's crucial
Yeah,
to
yeah.
self-reflect sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
As much as it can suck, it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
important.
Yeah, it is. How does the weather affect you, do you think?
Oh my god, I'm so sad in the winter. I hate it.
I'm
It's
so
so bad.
And it's so crazy because some people are they love the dark, and they thrive in it. I can't do that.
No.
I can't do it. Tell me your ways, please.
Real.
I can't do it. It's almost
so hard.
impossible.
Yeah, it's so hard. I hate the dark.
There was this what was that, a month ago, when it was minus 50 for a whole 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and I just could not.
It's you can't go outside.
I know, and my
There's no
friends-
sun.
Yeah, and my friends were let's hang out, and I was dude, let me rot in this
You have
house.
to start your car.
Yeah, no,
half an
absolutely
hour
not.
early.
Even starting your car, such an easy task. In the winter, it feels 10 times heavier. Do you know what I mean?
I
That
have
is
to
just
go outside and start my car.
Yeah.
I don't have command start.
Yeah.
That thing sucks.
crazy. So I just absolutely not. What do you? So yeah, what do you do with the winter then? Or how does it affect you actually? Let's start with that.
It's a big struggle. The winter is so hard for absolutely no reason. I find just not having the sun is
The darkness
killing me
is
slowly.
It's crazy how much of an effect it actually has.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's got to be something with the vitamin D and all that. It's bad. But what do I do in winter? I try and get out of the house as much as possible, because if I stay in the house, I'm gonna rot and die. It's
I feel
awful.
that.
So yeah, trying to get out of the house, quite honestly, as much as possible. I spent a lot of nights out with my friends because I was just trying to not, curl up.
But
So.
sometimes does that drain you?
Oh, for sure. Sometimes you need to just curl up, but
Yeah.
you can't do it every day.
I agree.
you
Break
know?
days.
Yeah, I agree. I call them rot days.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't think Aubrey's a big fan of that.
Last time you said rot day, I said, I think we should call it relax day.
Yeah.
I call it my reset.
Yeah.
I call it my rot day because I generally
Just
just
like an
rot
R
there.
day.
Yeah, our day. What is dance season?
It's all year, so like all school year from September to June.
Okay. So does it affect, like, does it feel like a chore in the winter?
Oh, for sure. I
Or does it
definitely
feel
want to
like
go less.
an outbreak.
It feels like, I was gonna say something, but I probably shouldn't. It's such a chore in
Is
the
it?
winter. Like I hate going in the winter.
Is it like mornings, nights, afternoons?
It's just like afternoons and nights.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I used to have volleyball on Sundays, Sunday is already a rot day.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And it started at 11 a.m., but I used to live downtown. It used to be all the way uptown. And so I was like, oh, I gotta get up so much earlier because I have to, like, eat or something. And then I have to, like, drive 30 minutes or, like, go 30 minutes before so that I'm there, like, 15 minutes early. And I was, like, struggling with that so bad.
I bet. No,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Like 11 a.m. on a Sunday. I'm not hating on my coach. I love my coach. And bless your soul for like getting me out of the bed and stuff like that. Because like 11 a.m. it shouldn't be me sleeping in till 10 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's like different seasons of dance. So like there's like the Nutcracker season, which is from October to December while we're preparing for the Nutcracker show. And if you're lucky enough to get one of the roles that has to go on a Sunday, you gotta be there. Like I was there one year from like 9 a.m. to 3:30 just for rehearsals. I'm like, I want to die. Like this is awful.
Really?
It was so long.
What kind of dance do you do?
Like high performance recreational stuff. I do a bunch of different styles. Yeah, I teach too. I teach hip hop and jazz. I take jazz, contemporary, ballet, you know, all the fun
Wow.
ones.
I was in ballet for a year.
Yeah?
And hip hop for a year.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
I danced lots when I was little.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Really? And then I don't know why I stopped. I just kind of stopped.
That's
But our
fair.
dance studio was kind of like mid.
You can't say that.
No,
on
no,
here.
No, not here.
Not here.
Oh.
I used to be in Saskatchewan when I did it, so they don't.
I was like,
yeah.
no way you're throwing shade.
It was
right
like,
now.
oh, that's
No,
called
no,
work,
no.
please.
No, no, I would never.
I'm wondering, you said it kind of feels like dance is often like to go is like a chore when you like during the winter when it's like a tough day, but like do you find when you get there like it does like lighten your mood a
Oh,
bit?
for sure.
Yeah.
Like getting up, getting my, I think it's my dopamine going. Like
Yeah.
it's just like, it's so much better once you're there and moving. But
I
like
love that.
on the way there, you're like,
I love that.
Convincing yourself
That's
to
so
get there.
real. That's so real. There has been days where I was like, man, I really don't want to go to volleyball. But then I like think about it. And I was like, once I'm there, I'm gonna love it. I don't
Yeah,
know why I'm
exactly.
saying this. Like, I love volleyball.
there's like days when my rehearsal starts at 8. I'm like, I'm done school at 2:15, and I gotta get back out of bed, leave the house at 8. Like that. Oh, come on.
So, are you in any other sports?
No.
You're just very focused on dance.
Yeah.
You know how you talked about like, once you think about dance, you think of like tall, skinny people.
Yeah.
I can kind of like relate to that, cause I'm very short. I don't know how I can play for a club team yes, we are in Yellowknife, but like that also affects my like, I'm like,
It's like self-esteem.
yeah,
almost.
every time I step on the court, I literally say word for word. In my past life, I was a 6'3" left-handed setter. Like seriously, every time. And like sometimes too, like you don't get to play the positions that you really like. You feel like you could play, or like you could, you know, eat it up, like you know,
Yeah.
cooking. But you're also like too short, so like they will never put you there.
Yeah.
And like libero is a hard like. I play libero, which is like a defensive like. You play defense a lot. You're always in the back row. You will never have to block. So I love that because I don't like blocking. But if I had to, I would. If I could. But for like libero, it's like it's a lot of like pressure because your only job is to pass.
Okay.
That is your only job, and it's like if you mess up, you're like, dude, what the hell? Like, why am I here? So yeah, that's where I kind of like relate to.
Yeah.
When you're like tall, skinny, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm supposed to be like 6 foot right now, and I'm not cooking.
I feel like you mentioned pressure, like with your position, but I think like also with dance, like there's a lot of pressure when you're performing. There's like all eyes on you. So, like, and you said you struggled with anxiety, and you struggle with anxiety. So how does that, like, you find that impacts when you have, like, all these eyes on you and you're dancing in front of a lot of people?
See, that's the one time where it just doesn't faze me. Like,
Wow.
I could go on stage, perform, whatever. I do not care. It's, yeah, I don't know. I've always been like,
There's
oh,
yeah.
okay, it's time.
I think Billie Eilish was one of those people. If I'm wrong.
Where are you getting this from?
No, I swear to God, I like saw an interview with her or something that she struggles with like mental like health, mental illnesses, and then apparently she's like, yeah, like performing dancing, and I'm like, good. I swear I saw that. I could be so wrong though. So
performing is like the easiest thing for me. I don't know what it is.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's always been like, I don't
I'm
know,
scared
just
I
like
would
natural
forget.
performer. It's perfect.
Wow.
I'm kidding. But it's,
Or do you do drama?
yeah, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe you are. Maybe you are natural. Like you were born to be like. Maybe you
I was
should be,
born
like,
to be dramatic. That's exactly what it is.
Also about like about the eating disorder stuff
Yeah.
again. How do you feel social media like can affect people?
My God, it's like the worst invention
I know.
ever for
Yeah.
people with mental illness. I was gonna say social issues. That's not what I was trying to say. With mental illnesses, it's awful. Like, I love social media. I actually just had to like set like the app time limit on my phone because I'm on it too much. But no, I think the fact that you can edit pictures and videos to change people's view of you is just, it's awful in a way.
So sorry. Our building.
The building makes noises.
Yes.
I noticed that when I was standing outside waiting to come in. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like,
It'll do this for a second.
It's
Do you have
okay.
work? Like, do you work?
I do, yeah. I'm a dance teacher.
You work with. I thought she meant like for like you know how people like coach that like.
Oh, yeah.
No, I definitely get paid.
Damn, breadwinner.
I
Sometimes to deal with
also,
those children, it's like necessary.
oh, sometimes you
How
have
old
to.
are they?
I teach ages, how old do I teach? 5 to 10. And then I also work at one of the schools here as an after school assistant teacher. I'm trying not to like, you know.
What do you do as a after school assistant teacher?
What do I do? Make sure kids don't die.
Oh,
Make sure our ratios are met so that like
What is
we
that?
can have.
Does that like have an effect on your mental health? I would
Oh
be
no,
so
it's
scared.
so chill. Yeah.
Seriously though, have you guys ever lost a pet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that affect you?
It has such a great impact on you. Like,
I was 7, so I don't really remember,
Oh my
but
God,
it
lucky
was
you.
heartbreaking.
Holy crap. Because, like, I recently lost my pet, my love, my baby, like, my child. It's almost like I gave birth to this cat. Like, I'm so serious.
It's like my biggest fear. I have 2 cats and a dog, and I'm like
I'm
terrified to
telling you
lose
right
my
now, be
cat.
terrified.
I am terrified,
Yeah.
Tia.
I need you to, like, be terrified so you love them as much as you can.
Oh my God, I do. Like
Good.
I'm going away to university, fingers
Oh
crossed,
my
next
God.
year, and I'm like terrified to leave them with my parents. Like,
I'm wondering, with university, I recently, like, I've been doing my applications and I haven't, like, heard a lot back, and it's, like,
oh my God,
been such a,
so
like,
stressful.
insane source of stress, and, like, just, like, I feel like it, like, just, like, worries me so much all the time. Like, how do you, like, manage with that?
Oh, I just try not to think about it, if I'm being
Mhm.
entirely honest.
Mhm.
Like, I applied to 3 schools. I've heard nothing back from any of them. I finished my applications in November. So, like, you think you might have heard something by now. Nope. I am, like, so worried about it. I'm
I
like, what if I
know.
don't get in? What if I can't leave? Like,
I'm in the same
terrified.
boat, and I just, like, I think about it so much, and I always, like, overdo it so much, and I'm like, I know I have good grades, I know I'm gonna get in somewhere, but, like,
Yeah.
it's just, like, it's such a main point of stress. Like, what if I get stuck here?
I know. I'm like, it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know people who are like, oh, it's mean, not the brightest, who've gone to school. I'm like, I think I could be able to do it. Like, I have significantly okay grades. Like, I
Yeah.
think I should be
I have bad
fine.
grades and I'm going to school.
All right, well, there you go.
Like, bad, horrendous grades. It might not be the best. Well, actually, it's a very hands-on school, which is something that I work well with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to take, like, social work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to go somewhere, like, with my school counselor was talking about it. Or not my school counselor. Like, I don't go to school anymore. But I still see her. Shout out. W. W woman. But yeah, she was, like, helping me out. And I was like, dude, like, I don't think I have like the grades to like go to like a huge school. And honestly, I'm such an anxious person that I don't even want to go to a huge school.
That's fair.
Like, I've only been like a small town girly. I've never lived in the city.
Yeah.
I'm like terrified.
That's fair.
Like, Red Deer seems doable to me.
That's, yeah.
It's so nice there.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's small. It's like, it's not too small though. And then like everything that you need is like there.
It's like 2 hours each side,
Yeah,
Calgary to
exactly.
Edmonton.
Exactly.
No, it's not
so
too
even
bad.
if I wanted to be a city girl,
Quick weekend trip. That's funny. I'm the opposite. I've like also lived in like small town all my life, and I just want to go to a big school and be in a city.
Oh, I'm the same as you. That's like I applied to schools in big areas, like all in like the Vancouver area, because I'm like I need to get out of here and go to a big city.
I want to be in a big city. I don't know if I want to be in a big school. I'm terrified.
That's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I like to know everybody because I'm an
Oh.
extrovert.
I don't.
Me
Let me
neither.
rot in my dorm room.
Yeah, and go, like, a little unnoticed.
Is there anything that you do to distract yourself in a good way? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when sometimes, like, you just need to, like, do something so that you don't feel poopy.
I read a lot. That sounds like the most like generic answer I could probably give. But yeah, I read a lot. Or I tried to. Anything? Well, that's a lie.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I read like anything but like the science fiction fantasy stuff. Hate it. Sorry. It sucks. That's just my opinion. I don't know, just like it helps keep my mind off. Like,
Do you read like every day during the day or like at
sometimes mostly at night because that's when I have time.
night?
You know, some days it's just good to get like a
That's
page
such a
or
good
two
thing.
in. Yeah.
You know how like big of a flex that is?
Thank
Like,
you.
Seriously. I've only read like a couple books that I genuinely like.
That's fair. Finding like a good book for yourself is so hard.
I feel like everybody would like reading if they found their book.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can only finish books if I like them. If I don't, if I'm not
Yes,
interested
oh
in what I'm reading, I'm not picking it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having that problem right now. Like I just like struggled through 2 books. I'm like, oh my god.
But you know what? Like that's such a big flex simply because you're not just on social media. Yes.
Oh my god,
But
it
you're
affects
doing
my
something that's, like,
whole
good
life.
For your brain. You're reading. You're like expanding your
Yeah.
vocabulary. It's like so good for you. And I
Yeah.
wish I did it more.
I read 47 books last year, but I also spent like nearly 12 hours a day on my phone. Like it's you just like sacrifice your time of sleep for like other books, you know, other things.
Okay, that's a pretty good distraction
Talking
though.
about sleep, how do you find that your sleep, like, I guess we'll start off, like, what is your sleep schedule like?
So I have a 9 a.m. class now. I didn't last semester. My first class was at 11. So it had to change drastically. So now I go to bed at like 11, 12, and I wake up at like 8.
That's not bad, actually.
Dude. So like 8 hours of sleep?
I try my best.
8 hours of sleep is pretty good.
That is
I
good,
try.
actually.
That was never that way before.
It's not always consistent.
I struggle so bad with insomnia sometimes. My gosh, the summers are the worst for that.
Oh, I love summer
I know. It's just like, but I'm awake all night and it's awful.
Yeah.
though. It's so funny because I've been saying to like everybody that I've been with, I'm like, oh my god, it's like spring outside. It's like February. The
But
sun
it's
is
so
out.
warm.
But I think I'm just like manifesting it though.
Fair.
For my sake. I'm like, oh my god, it's spring outside. Like I can't wait. Like next thing you know, it's summer, and the next thing you know, boom, like I'm happy.
Boom, I'm
I just want to be like fast.
That's fair.
I want it to flood a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how fast I want it to happen. Is that the snow melts so fast that there's no like absorbing. That
No
stuff.
hesitation.
Yeah.
Like,
No hesitation.
let's go to spring.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot of
We
it that we
did.
did talk. Yeah.
We did. Are you satisfied with everything that you talked about?
I think so.
You think we educated
Yeah.
people? I hope so. I educated myself with eating disorders.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't know like when you were talking about like like for me triggered. Like I didn't think about like sports.
Yeah.
I did not think about that. Like I can't imagine like dancers, gymnasts, and like.
Oh, yeah. How did
so true.
gymnastics?
Yeah.
Did that ever affect?
I mean, I feel like body image for sure is like a big thing. Like for me, I never like struggled with any eating disorders, but like even when I like quit gymnastics, I struggled quite a bit with like body image, body dysmorphia because like being in gymnastics, like you're training like 25 hours a week and you're like doing this intensive like athletic work, and then when you stop, like your body changes.
Yeah.
And that's what like I feel like had a really big impact on me, was just like realizing like, whoa, like I used to be this really, really tiny little girl that just does flips all over the place. But I can't do it
Right now?
Well, no.
Maybe not in this space.
Yeah, like
over
this,
there.
the floor might like hurt a little bit. And like maybe if I land on my head, that might not be good. So
I thought you could do
Insurance,
well,
y'all.
I can, but
Yeah, I also kind of struggle with body like something.
Yeah.
Because I gained a lot of weight from birth control.
Mm-hmm.
Such a thing that people, I was like, I don't want this specific type of birth control because I don't want to gain weight. They're like, oh, you're not going to gain weight. I was like, okay. I thought it was just like, oh, maybe it was just myth. Psych. It was not myth.
No, it's not. This,
Dude.
where is it?
Oh,
My birth control's on me. This thing
Oh, yeah.
has ruined my life.
Okay, I thought it was the metal.
Oh no.
Okay, I don't know. I like struggle, and I still do right now.
Yeah.
I like said I was like, I don't want to look big in my jersey for Arctic, so I'm gonna like try to lose as much weight as I can in like March. That's so messed. Now that I'm saying that out loud, it sounds so messed up.
except like it's like hard because like losing weight, like it's not always like a bad negative thing, but it's like you have to do it in a healthy
Yeah.
way.
I did cardio last year a lot, and I lost weight there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Other than that, yeah, I just did cardio and like ate a little bit less of like snacks because like low key. I love chips. I hate sweets, but I love savory things.
Yeah.
I will eat up like a whole family's size like chip bag in like a second.
That's
Like
fair.
that. Yeah.
I don't know about you, Aubrey, but with grad coming up, I feel so much pressure to get like nice and skinny for my grad dress.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
walking, I'm like,
I know it's
All
stressful. Like
consuming.
I got my dress, and then it's like you pay like so much money for these really expensive dresses, and
for
you buy
the
it like
thing you're gonna wear once.
and you buy it like 8 months in advance, and it's like if you gain like the littlest bit of weight, or like even if you lose weight, like your dress is not gonna even look good on you,
No,
and
I
that like
know.
stresses me out so much.
I know. I have to get mine like taken in
Like
big
altered,
time
yeah.
already.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm worried. I don't know. It's fine.
yeah,
Are you guys excited to graduate?
of course.
I'm so excited.
Is it a little scary though? Like think about it. Like oh, you're not gonna be with like the same people anymore. Just
Yes,
Like, that
and-
same routine.
No?
I want the change.
I know. I think I need it.
I loved it.
I'm terrified to not be with like my parents anymore after going to university. And like not being here with like my support systems that I've known for like been with since I was born. But I don't know. I'm very excited. I think I need to get the heck out of here for a bit.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a struggle with being in life, low key. A lot of people like it though.
yeah.
Depends on the person. Is there anything else we want to cover?
I have nothing to add.
Are we done?
Your podcast, y'all.
No, it's yours actually.
Okay.
It's your episode. You're the special
Yeah.
Oh,
feature.
well, so that's so kind.
I don't want to make this too ASMR because like I don't like ASMR, but to end off our podcast, because it's called Breathe, we like to do a little breathe in and then breathe out. So we can all breathe in and breathe out.